How important was it not only that you got the turnovers, but that Trevor got 2 of the interceptions and seemed to come up and step up and take that position?
Yeah, I think it was very, very important for us. I think the playmaking, I think the turnovers, I think the confidence, I think the execution, all of those things are important. And you love to see young men have success. When they work so hard at something, you love to see them go out there and get rewarded for all the hard work that they put in. You know, life isn't fair and it doesn't always go that way, but you just keep working and you keep a great attitude and eventually good things are going to happen for you. I think Trevor's a great example of that. And I hope our younger players, and I hope players at other positions see the same thing. Just come and you work hard every single day and you have a great attitude and eventually good things will happen for you. So I expect Trevor to really make a big jump when it comes to confidence and playmaking from this experience this past weekend.
James, during the caravan you had mentioned you keep a file with a running list of coaches that something happens you like on your staff. When did Bob first make an appearance in that folder on that list, and what did you see him that kind of made you want to have him on your staff?
Bob got recommended to me by somebody that I really trust and respect in the profession. And I got a chance to sit down with Bob, and it didn't take me long to realize that he's got a really sharp mind when it comes to the game and understanding and his package. At the time he was at William and Mary, and I think the 1 year, it wasn't the year we hired him, but maybe the year before, I think they finished #1 in every single category in that conference, which is hard to do, and that spoke volumes to me. And then I think the other thing is it's got to be a good fit. It's not just the scheme. Personality-wise, it's got to be a good fit. I think me and Bob complement each other very well. I think those things are important. I think the staff that we've surrounded Bob with, I think, is important. I'm a huge believer in fit and gut and things like that, and chemistry. And we have that. We have that on the defensive side of the ball. But Bob's a sharp guy. He works really hard at it. It's very important to him. He's a football guy. He's a football junkie. He's got his family and football, and they're the two things that he loves to do. I think it's also interesting that he comes from a football family. His dad is a lawyer. His dad sends his son to Yale, and I don't think it was to be a football coach, but 2 of his sons are football coaches. His other son is the offensive coordinator at Purdue, and I think that's important. It's kind of like being a coach's kid. You grow up talking football and being around football your whole life. You're learning things that you don't even realize. And just like Bob goes for Thanksgiving dinner at home, and him and his brother are talking football, and he's having discussions and bouncing ideas off people. Now he can't do that anymore because we're in the same conference, but I think all those things are valuable. I really do. I think they go a long ways.
James, one more thing on Trevor. When did you start to see him maybe take that next step, either late spring or once fall camp started or even the games? And secondly, you're through 3 games now. Where do you stand maybe on some redshirting decisions and situations? Maybe guys that have played already, might that be it? Or there's still a couple more that could end up playing here in maybe the next game or 2?
Yeah, I don't think with any of the guys, there's like an aha moment where you're out at practice and all of a sudden you see this light bulb go over their head and it happens the moment. I don't think it really works that way. I just think it's what we talked about. It's guys coming to work every single day, having an attention to detail, bright-eyed. I love bright-eyed guys, and what I mean by that is guys that are locked in, that are excited, that are attentive. I don't like these sleepy-eyed, drooping in their seats. We don't allow that, but we also, that's a big part when we're recruiting as well. I want guys that got really strong, powerful body language. I think that's very important in how you present yourself. And I think that carries over to meetings and on the field as well. So it wasn't kind of one moment. I mean, Trevor's been really good since the day we got here. He needed to have some success on the field. He's having that right now. I don't think there's any doubt that you'd recruit that guy every year when it comes to his measurables and his intelligence and his approach. I mean, he's got all the things you're looking for. Now he just has to have some success, and he's starting to have that. So I'm really, really happy for him. The second part of that question...
Redshirting, you're through 3 games now.
Redshirting. The guys that have played obviously will continue to play, and their roles will get bigger. it's not like at this point of the year we'll start throwing new guys in there unless there's a need. And what I mean by that is injuries. If there's injuries, there could be guys that play. I remember I was at a previous school and a young man that I recruited by the name of Dominique Foxworth. And Dominique hadn't played the entire year, and the last game of the year he had redshirted, and we got a guy hurt, and he burned his red shirt for the last game of the year, played, we went on to a bowl game, he played in the bowl game, and then I think he played 9 years in the NFL. So there's not one, exact pattern of how it's going to play out. It's all based on the situation that we're at. And we talked to the guys about that. We talked to you guys about that before where, okay, you're a green, we're going to play you right now from day one. You're a yellow as a guy that we're going to try to hold and redshirt if we can, but if there's an injury at any point, we're going to need you to go. And then there's a red where you're probably not going to play, you're more redshirt mold right now, but depending on injury, now you could turn into a yellow or you could turn into a green pretty quick, if that makes sense.
Hey James, right here.
How you doing?
Pretty good, you?
Awesome.
Good. So, this season there's been a few new sponsorships for different aspects of the football program that haven't had sponsors like that before. And I know you're obviously not going out making sales pitches to clients or anything, but did you want that? Like, was that something that you wanted, like when you got here, like you wanted to be able to have more of those revenue streams available for to come to the football program in that way?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, like for instance, the
No, I understand what you're saying, but I didn't know that there was anything new. We do typically pick up donuts, and now the donuts have these awesome blue boxes that say unrivaled. I did notice that, but no, that's kind of out of my area of expertise. That's the administration. They're doing a great job, but I'm focused on graduating our players, making sure that they're doing everything they possibly can on and off the field, that they're making great decisions and choices, and that they're having an awesome athletic experience as well, and that they're a vital, positive, thriving part of this campus. A small part, but a part. All that other stuff, that's out of my area of expertise. There is some things in the spring, the summer, they'll ask me to go do different speaking engagements and things like that, which I'm more than happy to do because the way I look at it is every single person I meet is a Penn State fan, and if they're not, by the time I get done talking, they should be. Besides that, that's not my areas of expertise. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, James.
How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Awesome. Fabulous.
You're both.
No doubt.
Corey was asking a little bit about the red shirts, and part of that, Koa Farmer was a guy who I would guess was probably in the yellow category. How's he been coming along in practice? And going along with that, we saw more Grant Haley, I think, than ever on Saturday. And was that by design, or was the snap count a little more than you anticipated with him?
No, I think, like I said, I hope the snap count for all those guys continue to improve because then it was worthwhile in burning the red shirt. Koa, for example, we think Koa's got a really, really bright future, but there's so many factors that go into it. I told you guys that before. It could be they're physically not ready. It could be they're mentally not ready. It could be they're emotionally not ready. Or it could be just experience. Just like every single day, we and I am gaining institutional knowledge and community knowledge. I'm learning more about this place every single day, which is going to help me do a better job in representing Penn State. It's the same thing with our players. Koa Farmer, for example, he was a great athlete in high school. He played tailback. So you're asking a guy who played tailback and safety to now play outside linebacker, and there's a transition. And some guys are able to make that transition pretty easily, and other guys, it just takes some time. And I think Koa's going to have a very bright future. He's doing great in school. He's got an awesome family, and he's a talented kid, and he wants to be really good. So I think Koa is going to end up having a great career here. Just today, he's not ready. Now, next week, maybe different.